Hello YouTube watch lovers, and you probably realized from the name of this episode that I'll be talking about my first experience with a Cartier watch. So first of all, I probably disrespected Cartier. I just thought of them as a Paris-based jewelry brand. They are proper watchmakers, and we know that today Cartier is the second highest seller of the Swiss-made watches in the whole world. So only second to Rolex. They overtook Omega on sale of wrist watches, and I think this is in big part due to the Santos, the popularity of this watch. So I'm showing you the Santos Extra Large, the 39mm in this case. Well, this is not the diameter, but this is, I like to refer to the case width as how tall the case sits on your wrist. And this usually would have been the diameter. Oh, it's 39.8mm in this case breadth. In this great case breadth, the new dimension that I came up with, because from the top to bottom the case is 41.3mm and the lug to lug space is 46mm, and it sits very well. I like the way this case sits on my 18cm circumference wrist, so 7-inch wrist. This watch feels very good. I still want to get an experience with a 35mm, the medium-sized wide dial watch, before I actually make up my mind whether I'm gonna buy a Cartier Santos myself or whether it is a bit too expensive for what Cartier are offering in this watch. So at first I wanted to do this very basic history review and to say that Louis Cartier designed this watch at the time when there were almost no wrist watches for men to wear. Everybody had a pocket watch, but the Brazilian-born aviator Alberto Santos Dumont, he needed to use both of his hands to pilot his dirigibles, these early planes. Well, you cannot call them airplanes. These were the early flying contraptions in the very beginning of the 20th century. So the original Santos, which I have the picture of here in the middle, it obviously had this square case design. It obviously had this bezel with the 8 distinct screws, which kind of makes it look like it was designed in the 1970s and not in the early 1900s. But really, this is one of the first men's wrist watches which were produced by Cartier. I think these watches went into production towards the 1910s, when men could buy a Santos from Cartier. So today we're looking at a watch that was redesigned in 2018 for the SIHH. So Cartier, being a Richemont brand, they were not present at the Bezel World, but they presented this Cartier Santos at the SIHH in 2018. So this was one of the major watch introductions for 2018, and really I should have noticed that in my previous discussions of Rolex and Tudor watches, where I said that 2018 was mostly these Pepsis and the Black Bay 58 release. So it was a big year because these slightly elongated bezel, this looks immediately well with a black rubber strap, where the black rubber strap just extends the bezel. I didn't get a strap with this watch, because I borrowed this watch mostly because this bezel is less scratchable, so it is easier to wear. You don't scratch the PVD coated bezel of this black Cartier Santos. So the basic characteristics of the watch. So it's 39.8 millimeter in this case breadth. It is 41.3 millimeters in this direction. Lug to lug distance is 46 millimeters, and the case width, which I'm always put as an important parameter, how high it sits on the wrist. The case width is 9.5 millimeters, so less than 10 millimeters in the case height on the wrist. Sits very well. I will show you how nicely curved the case is. So the case of the Cartier Santos is nicely curved and really fits the wrist very well. And my wrist is 18 centimeters, so 7-inch circumference wrist. So the Santos bracelet is the feature of its own, but let us first mention the caliber. So the caliber of this watch is 1847 manufacturer Cartier. So I think this is a Cartier in-house version of the ETA 2892, a very good caliber, and I will tell you that for the last week the watch performed, well, it's almost exact time every day. I didn't need to upgrade or change the time setting, so this is what satisfies me in a Swiss made chronometer watch. So the movement is extremely good. The watch is 100 meters water resistant. I think that Cartier has made the fully silicone escapement for this watch, which is the in-house modification on the basic ETA 2892 movement, but the power reserve is only 42 hours. I think that the new Rolex automatic movements all have 60 hours, and 42 sounds not so impressive compared to the standard of the automatic watch movements of the bigger brand. But it's a good watch in everyday wear. It is very good, keeps time extremely well. So the bracelet, it tapers down from 21 millimeters at the lugs to 18.5 millimeter at the clasp. So the deploy and clasp, the bracelet is just the best thing about this watch. I will come to discuss the bracelet just in a moment. So I finished with the main characteristics. I've done review of history. Let us talk about the bracelet. So the bracelet is the fully integrated bracelet with a quick release system. So I will see you. I just cut my nails. You just press on the underneath of the end link. My nails just don't allow me to do this now. And it comes off. And it comes off very, very easily. So the same thing here. Yeah, it comes off straight off. So you can see the case of the watch, nicely curved sapphire crystal. Really like the distortions that this sapphire is doing to the dial. Really like, you can see how the case on its own sits on the wrist. So very comfortable and very easy to reinstall the bracelet. I will show you up close to the end link, so you just need to press on the underside on here, and it will come off very easily. So replacement, unfortunately I didn't get the rubber strap, so I will put this back in a matter of seconds. So this is all you need, just push it in, and the one at the 12 o'clock of the watch also goes in without any effort, and it's well attached now. It is a very good system. Very easy to change the bracelet for the Cartier made straps. I don't know if there will be any independent alternatives for the Cartier straps or Cartier bracelet, but you really want to experience this watch on the stainless steel bracelet because it is just beautiful. So the other part of the bracelet which really deserves the review is the quick adjustment of the links. So not to have to be rotating the watch with the bracelet, I'll show you how you remove the second link out of these 4 links. These are the 4 links that are removed from the bracelet to fit on my 18 centimeter circumference wrist. So you need to judge that. Well, it is probably about 20 centimeters that will fit with this bracelet. You will need extra links at extra cost probably if you have a bigger wrist and you want to wear the Cartier Santos XL on your wrist. So the removal of, so I need to remove this second link. First of all, you press, and this is where I have the problem with my nails, short nails. You need, so this is the spring bar coming out, and now you remove. You cannot remove this fully. It will still get fixed. So I remove the end link, and now I need to do the same thing. So press on that spring bar release button. Okay, here it comes out. And now I remove this third link, and I will reconnect my bracelet. I will restore to the length I need. So I removed the one link, and it still keeps its spring bar. It still stays. Everything is very well attached, is very well held together, and I think this bracelet is really worth the watch, and the experience is very positive, very well, fantastic design, really something that Cartier can be really proud of. And obviously this increases the value of the watch, how well this bracelet is manufactured, how well this watch is put together. Really really need to experience giving it back to the owner, to think whether I really want to spend the money, really want to spend the cost of the watch. And then I will be thinking about either buying it new from my AD, who are also AD for Rolex and Tudor, and well, spend more money, or whether to look for this watch on the pre-owned market, or whether it needs more time to have the pre-owned value of the watch drop down as more of them getting sold, more of them appear on the pre-owned market. Okay, like this watch, really want to experiment with the blue dial. I'm afraid of the stainless steel bezel, of the polished stainless steel bezel on this version of the watch, but I like the applied numerals. I like the blue sunburst dial of this Santos. Now my ideal watch probably would be the blue sunburst dial with the blue PVD bezel, like on this black watch. So to finish off this review, I'm really liking this watch. I'm enjoying it. It is very different to anything that I own. It's a good watch. I want to experience a 35mm with a white dial. I want to experience a blue dial watch and probably decide on whether to buy the new Santos and what size I would prefer on my wrist. So it's a still work in progress, but I think I had a very good experience with the Cartier Santos, and can really recommend this for anyone who is looking for the everyday wear, integrated bracelet, beautiful quick release, beautiful quick adjust system of the bracelet. Really positive experience with the watch, and can recommend it for anyone who is interested in buying and not an overpriced Cartier Santos. So if you found this review interesting, if you please like the video, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll try to bring you more and more reviews of brilliant, interesting watches in the close future. So see you then.